Comic Hi guys, yeah.
Hello again.
I see we're doing very well with these, Michael, aren't we? So,
Indeed.
yeah, this is our fifth one now on recommendations.
We are back to Mr. M.
Yeah, well, Michael's going to chip in this one as well because we're going to talk about the work of Ed Brubaker. Now, over the past 20 years or so, he has done as an absolutely incredible comics, no two ways about it. There's a lot to talk about.
Would you say that Ed Brubaker is possibly one of the best still active writers today?
Yes, him and Greg Rucka are the best two for me. They're both geniuses. Because with Ed, certainly, the variety of comics he's done has been incredible over the years.
He's
over
one of those guys who can basically write anything.
Yeah, and he's a genius at it. Now, Michael's going to talk about one of his more mainstream runs in a bit.
Yeah.
But I want to, first of all, go way back with him. So I'm going to go back to a series he wrote all the way back in 2000 for Vertigo. Because his first major break for Vertigo was he did a special called Prez Smells Like Teen Spirit, which linked to the Sandman.
Was that sort of his big breakthrough? Yeah,
major breakthrough. He did sort of low life for that. And then he did a series called Scene of the Crime, which needs, I'm going to sit down and have to recommend Michael reads that. We'll do a special on that one next time we meet. Because that's a 4-part story on it as a hardball PI detective, and it's worth an episode by itself.
I do love a detective story.
It's a really good one. And that was he had a combination of Michael Lark and Sean Phillips on that one for him.
Ooh.
Michael Lark and pencils and Sean Phillips and inks.
Was that his first work with Sean?
Not quite. He did a one-off Batman issue as well. He did before that, but it's his second one, right? So, but I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about what comes after that, because they actually wanted him to do Vertigo did to actually do a full-length Scene of the Crime series, but they couldn't agree on it. So he eventually ended up doing a series called Dead Enders, and this featured artwork by Warren Pleece. Have you heard of him?
I don't think so.
He was a Northern Irish artist. Where inking split between Richard Case, who was more famous for doing Doom Patrol, and Cameron Stewart, who's also done work with Grant Morrison. The covers were by Philip Bond. Now, I'll read out the plot to you, okay? The plot is, okay? And this way, it's not like what he did later, but it has similarities, okay? After what is colloquially called the Cataclysm, a city called New Bethlehem is segregated within its central sector, where something approaching normal life is maintained by the use of artificial sunlight, and its oppressive and crime-ridden suburbs and outlying districts which are home to a new religion called Doomsday. Self-centered teenager Bartholomew Beezer begins experiencing otherwise visions of a place that is definitely not New Bethlehem. Now it's interesting this really, because what was really good about this series at the time was it only lasted for 16 issues.
Was it meant to go more?
24.
Yeah, 24. I was going to say, because it's usually if you're going to 12, you stop.
Yeah. What happened with this one was the story itself was it was the kids in it, and that's what was good about the kids. Some of the kids were really harsh characters, but you fell in love with them all. Because it's just about good writing. You know what I mean? That's what it is. He did that very, very well with Criminal later on. And he has proven the Fade Out, which I'll talk about next. He's very good at dealing with casts, big casts. And this.
That's kind of the one of the signals of a good writer.
Yeah.
Just the fact that they can have these characters that are completely different from themselves and make you understand them.
Yeah, that's what he was very, very good at in this series. And it was very good at that because the kids are all based like mods, driving like mopeds and motorbikes. It was a really engaging series, and it had the rough element in it with the kids because they're bored like criminals, and you use that again with Criminal to the adult side. So it had a lot of similarities about it, and then what was good about it, Beezer, who was the central character of it, he was very, very, very similar to like Tracy Lawless in Criminal, as very flawed but lovable.
It sounds kind of like the Warriors a little bit.
Yeah, definitely that as well. And they start off with a very self-centered, selfish young teenager who gets taken on a ride with the 16 issues, and by the end of it, you were almost cheering them on. faults. John to fault. It got to the end of issue 13, and the first issue 13 was a character study. And what happened then was he got told at the end of issue 13 it wasn't selling. Cancel it.
Yeah.
So what he ended up doing was they told me they wanted to finish him quickly. So the next, what probably would have been the next 11 issues or 12 issues, got told in 3. So the pacing just suddenly trebled, right? You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, it's a shame when that happens.
It is, but the good thing he can credit was he didn't change the characters. The characters stayed the same.
Oh, okay.
So it had ending anyhow, so. But you can get that on one graphical novel you look round. Or 16 issues, and it's worth it.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Truly worth it. It's one of it's a curiosity compared to what we did afterwards, but there's similarities. So, right, okay. Moving forward, we're not going to talk about Criminal because we both love Criminal. Criminal's
and
quite
we both
one
mentioned it more than once.
I want to mention one called The Fade Out, which came in the middle of it. You've read The Fade Out as well, haven't you?
First volume, I think.
Yeah, it's basic. It's 12 issues basically, so you get pick up the one graphical novel. And this one was set in Hollywood in the late 1940s.
And Sean Phillips does not hold back.
No, it doesn't. And this one, the script was brilliant again, wasn't it? But it's the level of detail in the actual comics, because that was spot on, weren't they? Absolutely incredible.
I think that's what you get with having a shorthand with a writer, between a writer and an artist that have worked together more than a few times.
Yeah, and this was, even by the time we did this series, they'd done 2 issues on Load of Criminal. You had what else they'd done? They'd done loads of stuff top me before that, and afterwards. But they had a 10-year history together at that point alone. And it showed. And
the fact that they're really good friends helps as well.
Yeah, they only met about 10 times apparently. But they talk on Skype all the time.
Well, I'm sure it. It kind of goes to show that you don't need to be, need to be physically in each other's lives all the time.
No, I agree, and that's what they did so. But this one works well because the story itself, this one, was interesting enough. It was partly inspired by his uncle's life. His uncle used to work in Hollywood in the 1940s. And it stars Charlie Parrish, who's a Hollywood screenwriter, suffering from PTSD.
Yeah.
And is fronting for his blacklisted best friend Jill, who's a screenwriter. Do you know what the blacklist was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's McCarthyism, isn't it?
Yeah. Correct, yeah. And that's what's interesting, like they were covering all the real life history in this one. And then some starlet that he had a brief fling with gets murdered. And they're both going to investigate the murder in the studio system at the time.
Yeah, there's a very good scene. Is it at the start of issue 1 where he's hiding in the bathtub because the fireworks outside are triggering him?
Yeah, that's what it's triggering. It's such the level of detail in the series is incredible, and you can see it meant a lot. It must have took them a long time to get this together.
The research alone, I imagine, would have been.
Yeah, heck of a lot of research. Dead Enders, you got away with more because it was in their creative world.
You can just create.
Yeah,
whatever.
Just build characters. But this is building characters into the real world. The details are incredible. It's one of the best graphical novels you'd ever read. This one, without doubt. It's just brilliant. It is. I really, really recommend this. So, it's what I found interesting about it was, and I think it's rare you find a comic. There's a bit of weakness here. They found attention to detail like this. The surface in the American market. Okay, definitely. Do you make that more of a European sort of feel to it?
Yeah, I think that's Sean's influence as well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and it isn't for everybody. If you're looking for Superman or Batman latest issues, that's not it.
No, but if you want a well put together story,
yeah, does make you think and leave you an impact
and
afterwards.
Doesn't treat you like a child.
Yeah, and this one doesn't. And by the end of it, he left you breathless.
The thing that I like about it is it expects a certain intelligence level.
Yeah, no.
From you reading it.
Completely, and that's why it's really, really, really good series. You can't hope to beat. It's one of the best series to go in. This one is.
It's so good.
Yeah, indeed, and then followed it up with Kill or Be Killed, which is a vigilante explanation, and that was good. Was good, but this was better.
Again, which goes to show you the two of them could just do anything.
Yeah, And that's why I'm glad they're back in Criminal now. 'Cause hopefully they're going to finish Criminal now and then move on. But right, okay, you want to talk about Captain America, don't you?
Yes,
Because that was it. Was it Steve Epping did a lot of the drawing
I
with him,
think
did it?
so. He did. He brought back Bucky
Yeah.
for the Winter Soldier.
Bruce again. It was a brilliant move that was. And that was quite controversial at the time, wasn't it? I read
Well,
it too,
yeah,
saying-
Bucky was thought to be one of the the Waynes and Uncle Ben as the only characters that stayed dead,
yeah, and he didn't, did he? He wanted him back.
which was a masterstroke. And to be fair,
Yeah,
which of course influenced the MCU film.
yeah. The
So
Winter
much.
Soldier, which in my mind was the best Captain America film.
It's so good.
But did Ed have a cameo now?
He did as well.
Yeah. I thought they'd have him in that as a cameo. Cause
Yeah, it goes to, it was a great run.
Yeah.
It's a great idea as well, bringing Bucky back.
Yeah, and
because it's totally unexpected.
And he went for a long time, his run as well, didn't he? He did a good few years on Captain America.
And it's the thing of, like, Ed is one of those guys who can just write any character, anything.
Yeah, completely.
There is, so you see some people who struggle with certain types of characters. Like if they're known for, not naming names, but if they're known for fast talking, characters and what have you, they can struggle with writing symbols of hope. For instance, I wonder who I'm talking about.
I know. Well, no comment, right?
No comment. But Ed is just a guy who can write absolutely anybody and do anything.
He's always said he wanted to write a sci-fi book, apparently. Pure sci-fi. Never managed it yet, but I mean, sure they want to. I think they might do when they get these next two fade-out stories done, John. But
they can just do anything.
Yeah, they can do, and that's what's so good. Like when he did Captain America with Steve Epping, because Captain America itself was, you read it, it's completely different to what we talk about fade-out and Dead Enders, and what we'll do next actually. But it is Ed's work. He's told the intelligence. He doesn't hand everything down the hand to you.
And Ed doesn't hold your hand at all.
No.
In any like you see some writers who are holding your hand, making you look at everything, sort of giving things away before you see it. And Ed goes, right, there's the story, read it.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you nothing.
No, and he always gives you a great ending. So it's a great cliffhanger. It's great. I've read most of the Captain America run.
That is.
Wasn't it? He did the one where he put Captain America on trial, didn't he?
Yeah.
And did he do the one he killed Captain America off?
I think so.
He definitely did the trial ones. I read the trial ones.
It's hard for a lot of comic book writers to do a good end because if we've got a good series, we always wonder, can they stick the landing?
Yeah, exactly. So
you never have to worry about that then.
No, you don't. But Captain America is a great series.
Yeah.
I can give personal kudos to. He did a short-lived run on the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And that was that was the 16th issue. That was really good.
Did he do a run on Iron Fist as well?
He did with Matt Fraction.
That was very good.
Matt Fraction took it over after about 20 issues and carried on to 20 after that. That was good. That
him and Matt.
He also did 40 issues, pushing 40 issues with on Daredevil.
Yeah,
mostly with Michael Lark actually as well though.
Yeah, he could. As we've said, he's one of those guys who can just write anybody and write any story.
What was good about when he did Daredevil was he took straight over from Brian Bendis, and Bendis left him in a terrible predicament where he sent him to prison. And he did the first storyline in prison where he basically, because he called the devil in his cell block in H block or something, where he caused hell basically in prison. And they eventually released him because he was causing too much trouble. That's why. But yeah, great series, great writer, both of them are. Right, okay. After him and Steve Epping both left Captain America, what did they do next together?
What did they do next?
They did a series called Velvet.
Ooh.
It came out a couple of years ago, this, and I will read out to you. Okay, I'll read about this to you, okay? It was released at the end of 2013 by Image Comics, and is currently around 15 issues, with the last issue coming up at the end of 2016. This is called Volume 1. Volume 2 has not appeared yet, but there is talk around a TV series of this coming up as well. Now, okay, the blurb of the comic describes this as a spy thriller that imagines James Bond as a secretary. And do you want the blurb for issue 1?
Oh, please do.
Okay. It's a good way of looking at things that happen to Captain America then. There's also his work he's done with the fade out, it mixes together quite
Yeah.
beautifully. When the world's best secret agent is killed, Velvet Templeton, the personal assistant to the director of the agency, is drawn off her desk and back into the field for the first time in nearly 20 years, and immediately caught in a web of mystery, murder, and high-octane action. And it really is like James Bond does Miss Moneypenny. And it's great because, like, in the first issue alone in it, sets the mystery, you don't know who she is. And then you find out right on the last panel how bloody powerful she is.
Awesome.
And then she just turns it all around to him. And then it's something like it, but little they didn't really know me. So then she jumps out the window. That's why, and they're just absolutely great stuff. What was good about it was similar to what you did with the fade out. Your glasses steamed up there, are they?
A little bit, I think.
I just realised. Sorry about that, guys. Does Michael's glasses looking steamed up then? Right.
It's the as any other glasses wearer will know, you have to take your glasses off every 2 minutes to
fair
clean.
enough.
Yeah.
Oh, yikes. Anyway, right.
Sorry.
No, don't worry. Enough. Mate's dropping things now.
Sorry about that headphone.
Not his glasses for anybody else, right? Now, what's really good about this is it's very similar to what he did when, basically with the fade out. It's the attention to detail. But you can see with Steve Epting coming on board, he gives it a real superhero gloss as well, he does. They set it in the 1970s, before technology. And it's what's really interesting about it is Richard Nixon came coming into it and a couple of unrealised characters, and they got Nixon spot on, they did. And it gives it the pacing you expect from Ed Brubaker. It's full of twists as a proper spy thriller. And you don't know who she can trust. And as it turns out, not a lot of people even.
That is a kind of go-to motif for spy
Well,
thriller.
what was good was it definitely was European thriller. It's all over Europe and England.
Cool.
And I don't know where Steve Epping's from, but he would have had to put some research into some of these countries they were jumping up and around. That's why, but it was really good, it was. And really, it's for 15 issues, it's well worth a read. Because there was a really good twist at the end of it as well. Do you want some weaknesses?
Go on.
Right, okay, there's a couple of bits here, because issue 7 is a bit of a curveball, because it was the next stage, same second story number at that point. And it tries looking at things through one of the eyes on the male policeman that's chasing her. And it does the same trick actually in Kill or Be Killed. Have you read Kill or Be Killed?
First volume, I think.
Where he's got the introduced the female cop into it halfway through, and she was a brilliant character into it. But the cop in this one, I was a bit cold towards. It didn't really connect to me, that issue. There was a bit of a duff issue really there was. And but interesting enough, the point behind this was, I was saddened, to be honest, when the series finished after 15 issues. But it seemed to have so much scope for more adventures. But the reason was, at that time, he was just writing Westworld. And there's a quote from him, he said they fell behind schedule with issues 10 to like 13 and this because it got complicated, the script. And then basically they had trouble with Westworld. So it makes you wonder if they bring this back for a second volume, will you get the same problem again?
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, I said it's well worth it.
He has done TV stuff as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. He's done a few. He's done that at Westworld, and he's also done that Too Much to Die Young, which I've won the second one.
Did he write Lost as well?
No, he didn't.
That's
Brian K. Vaughan.
Brian K. Vaughan.
He's signed a deal now to do some other TV programs as a prescription. Roading that. This will certainly come out as some sort of TV film, a TV program. The detail made it too much not to. Whether he'll do it or somebody else will, we'll see. But I would love to see a second series of this. So, but anyway, guys, that's it. There's plenty more we can recommend Ed Brubaker, isn't there? So,
Indeed.
yeah, Criminals well worth your time, and Kill or Be Killed's also worth it. And have you ever read Fatale?
I have not.
That was an interesting series. Well, a bit longer, but it was a good series. That so we've done so many good series. So, but we'll talk about that another day. So,
Indeed.
Anyway, guys, wave at the camera, Michael.
Very well.
Very well.
Comic View.